Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a ZVT from TSL 6. It's going to be ByuN versus Serral here on Pillars of Gold, the Ladder Edition. Bottom left-hand corner is the blue Zerg player. It is Serral. And in the top right-hand corner, the red Terran player. It is ByuN. Yeah, these two are pretty much at the top of their game here in 2020. Man, Serral is an excellent Zerg player. Alright, so the group stages have come out. Well, at the time of this recording, the group stages are finalized for the DreamHack Last Chance event. And by the time you see this, it'll be over. And through the first three group stages, A, B, and C, no Zerg got out of their group. And then Serral and Solar got out of Group D. So Zergs are doing just fine. Anyway, so this is ByuN. He's not proxying. He is throwing a barracks inside his own base. 16, 18, 17 here from Serral. I love these two players. I've got a best of 5 or a best of 7 between these two players on my channel. If you remind me, I'll put a link in the description or put a link in the top right here because, man, that was an excellent series. Pretty sure it was Serral ByuN. I don't think it was Raynor. Anyway, here we are. Welcome to the channel. I'm Falcon Paladin. I put StarCraft 2 content 5 times a week. So hit that subscribe if you want consistent and excellent StarCraft 2 content in your life. That's what I'm here for. If you have any requests for particular games from TSL or from DreamHack, let me know. And I'll put them on a list and we'll try to get through those, okay? All right. Overlord, check in. Overlord, check in. No proxies to be seen because there aren't any. ByuN is just going for ye old 1-1-1 play after the command center factory into a starport would be my very, very educated guess at this point after seeing a lot of Terran play. Especially against Zerg. This is just something that's very, very safe to do. Is he skipping Reaper? Yeah, he went right for Reactor there. So ByuN does like to skip the Reaper. It's just a lot of strain on his wrists, which he's had trouble with. The longer the game goes on and longer a series goes on, the more of a problem it is. And this is part of a series. This is part of the winner's bracket, a series that Serral and ByuN played. And, yeah, it's rough. It can be rough for ByuN the later he is into a series. But third base coming up at about 2:30. Creep spread happening here from Serral. I know I say this a lot, but the fact that Serral uses this Queen of the Natural to first throw down a creep tumor and then inject with it says a lot about the importance of creep spread, especially against Terran. He wants that tumor out. He wants to be able to connect his third base to the natural base. That helps so much against things like Hellions, especially if you're using Queens to defend, which he is planning on doing, obviously. Queens are going to be defense against pretty much everything we're seeing here. Hellions, yes. Against Banshees, probably. Against Liberators, yeah. Like, without Queens, Zerg just sort of dies. They need something that shoots up, and Queen fits that bill. They don't get anything that shoots up until after Lair, y'all, which is really problematic for them and can be. So, alright, interesting. One starport. Is there an armory? What do we think? Is this going to be a Hellbat-style attack with this medevac? This one medevac really makes it feel like it's going to be Hellbat, but no, he doesn't have an armory, unless it's proxied somewhere. So it looks like he's just going for like a single medevac drop here. This is not a double medevac 4.5, 5 minute. This is a, yeah, this is a sub 4 minute single medevac drop. Really trying to catch Serral off guard. Oh, the Overlord saw that. The Overlord saw that coming in. Definitely did. So this is going to be a problem for ByuN trying to get this thing off. Just the vision that Serral has here is nuts. Creep spread, fantastic. Overlord here at the edge as well, just making sure any Hellions coming in are not a problem. See, these lings are already prepared for this. Look at this. Hey, you want to unload right here? Go ahead and unload right here. Go ahead. Try it. Okay, it does. And then immediately picks up because there's a ton of lings here and there's queens, and that is just really unfortunate for ByuN. In fairness, he didn't try to, like, hide it at all. He just sent that right across the center of the map. The Hellions, on the other hand, are getting rebuffed here by the queens. Serral just... He invented this style of Zerg play where he just defends everything for the first 10 to 15 minutes of the match. Creep spread's incredible. Doesn't lose hardly anything to the harass. Then his economy is nuts, and then he starts rolling bases. It is hard. Zerg players do not like to play this way. Zerg players would rather go for 2 base attacks, rather go for Baneling busts, but it's not as effective a way to win compared to this defensive style that Serral has. More and more Zerg players have adopted it. Obviously, Raynor likes this one a lot. Excellent. Laser has started to pick up on it. Solar started to pick up on it, but a Laser especially is one of those players who was just like, you know, for the longest time, it was 2 base all-ins. For me, just really well executed, but you can't win premier tournaments that way. You have to be able to play like Serral does, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Raven coming down to this 3rd base. Going to get some auto turret harass off, which is definitely annoying. And there you go. How many kills are we going to get? Raven ends up getting 2 kills? 3 kills. Not bad. Hellions are here, but... Baneling. Bam. Bonus damage versus light, which is what these guys are. This group is just trying to get something done, but they're not really doing it at all. So different hooks on the way here from Serral. Is it a quick 3rd? It is. The 3rd base is part of the wall here for ByuN. 4th base. Oh, he was waiting for the 4th base. ByuN, that's sick. Great play here by ByuN. He's like, aha, there's going to be a 4th base here based on this creep spread. And if I attack it hard enough... Okay, well, injured it. It's bruised and bleeding anyway. Hellions clearing out some more creep here thanks to the power of the ComSat. The orbital command, rather. Once again, just knowing exactly where this medevac is and where these Marines are at all times is incredibly good. Hellions, yeah, no, Banelings aren't getting shots off there, that's for sure. Trying to protect the Marines here with the Hellions. It's a pretty good combo, Hellion Marine. It's not bad. Do you have enough Lings and Banelings here to take out these guys out? Not really, especially if they're slow Banelings. 5 drones have gone down. So that is some good first blood struck by ByuN. His 3rd base is moving out. Yeah, 3rd base location here. Overlord sees it. Gonna poop some creep down and maybe delay this a little tiny bit. Definitely not forever because it's gonna die here. But the creep will take a second to recede. And that does delay the landing, and it's super duper annoying for Terran players, and they hate it. It used to be worse Terran players, I can promise. It used to be a while before this would disappear. It's faster now. Because the compromise that the balance team came up with was it spreads faster, creep does, but it also recedes faster. Hydroling Bane, the strategy here from Serral Hydrolist, popping out 7 at a time here. Just Marines with good upgrades out of ByuN, and he is sick on 3 bases. Really good on 3 bases with his bio play against Zerg. He was at his peak back in late Heart of the Swarm. Just getting on 3 bases with Widow Mines and Marines and just crushing Zergs, man. He does get the unload here in the main. No Lings here this time. Hydras do not want to engage with that many Marines. That's for sure, especially because they have the 1-1 that we're looking at right now. Lings trying to get into that 3rd base, not really happening. Queen's trying to kill these medevacs, but also one of them going down here to the Marines. This is some pretty good stuff. I'm going to argue this is some pretty excellent positioning here by ByuN. The Lings are rolling in and trying to make something happen. Not until the Banelings arrived do they actually force the Marines to pick up at all. That's brutal. That is really nicely done here from ByuN. He's only down 9 total supply. He's only down about 4 workers. I think ByuN is in a pretty good position right now. His 3rd base is happy. Pretty much generally has map control at the moment. Continued upgrades here from Serral, obviously going for that 2-2, which is so gosh darn good. Upgrades, if you can afford an upgrade, if you can save up for an upgrade, it's going to be a good time. Yeah, this creep has not really been able to spread nearly as far as Serral wants it to. A couple Banelings trying to accomplish something. Get in that mineral line at least. Okay. It could have been a lot better. But actually, a bit of a miscontrol there by Serral. But you know what? He can't be perfect at all times. I still think he's going to be okay in this game. Serral's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th base coming up this left side. Right side attack here from ByuN. He's working on siege tanks back home. Working on 2-2 as well. Serral coming up the left side with a bunch of Lings. Maybe trying to deny a base that's here. Overlord says there's not actually a base here, so maybe hold off a little bit. Send a single Zergling in to catch the Widow Mines, which he does. Very smart. That's what you got to do, man. You cannot just A-move into a Terran army. Widow Mines will wreck your stuff. You got to be very careful about it. And even then, is there a second Widow Mine, this Zergling says? I don't know. Maybe there is. Handful of Hydras on the attack there. Oh, this attack on the right side. These are very close to being 2-2 Marines at the moment. Backing themselves into a corner. Too many Banelings. Too many Banelings coming in there for sure. And Serral getting rebuffed on the other side of the map here. So, very nicely done here. Defensively from both players. Like, ByuN, nice job there. Serral, nice job on this side of the map. There is a burrowed Zergling here on ByuN's attempt to take a fourth, which is hilarious. Burrow needs to be researched more often, I feel like, in StarCraft 2. Watch. Unacceptable landing site. Landing position. What's the word? What does the adjutant say there? Don't quite remember. But yeah, the Hydras are here to deal with the medevacs, basically, and provide additional DPS versus the Marines and the Marauders. If they have Lings and Banes buffering for them, the Hydra DPS is nuts, but they are glass cannons, and they will die if it's just Mass Hydra in a straight-up engagement with Marine and Marauder. Another attempt. This is a bit of a sneakier attack here from ByuN coming down the left side. Couple siege tanks, bunch of Marines. Serral does not like that at all, but the right side may be a better option for him. Sensor Tower is, you know, letting ByuN know where this army is. So you don't want to engage there when he knows exactly where you are. He's got tanks in good positions to cover this ramp leading into the natural and also cover all this area too. This is good. This is good tank positioning. No, no. How much room are in your medevacs? That's right. Forced to retreat from that position. Bunch of Lings and Banelings. Serral is looking pretty good here. He's maxed out, but guess what? ByuN is maxed out as well. He's got some siege tanks. Got a good number of siege tanks, honestly. Unloading in the main base. Dude, the infestation pit going down to be pretty good. No Vipers for Serral would be awesome. Additionally, getting rid of Adrenal Glands would be sick. He's going to try to target down the Hive. Yeah, it's just too much HP. I don't know if that was a good choice, to be honest with you. Marines coming into Serral's attempt at a 6th base on the right side of the map. Banelings getting shot down. Very nicely done there from ByuN, but too many more coming in with Hydra support. Banelings getting through the supply depot wall and into the mineral line, and 2 SCVs die, but several more are injured. ByuN attacking in the middle section of the map here. Is this working? I don't know. Lurkers are on the way, so Serral is going to try the Lurker play against the ByuN here. Something that Raynor really introduced and perfected. Like, Raynor can do this. I don't know how I feel about it when any other Zerg player tries it, but, you know, trusting Serral is generally the smart thing to do. Engaging into this choke with Blinding Cloud, though, seems like a decent idea. Now, the Banelings kind of got stuck behind the Hydra as the tanks were firing. Blinding Cloud doesn't last forever, and Serral decided to back on out at the cost of a few more Banelings. A resources lost here, 12,000 for Serral and 8,000 for ByuN. Units lost, look at 9 drones and 3 SCVs. And income tab here, largely favoring Serral over the last 10 minutes. Pretty much a lot. But again, if you're going to beat a Terran player like this, you better have better income than them. So the fact that Serral is there does not mean he's necessarily ahead. It's just that he's a little bit ahead. Or maybe even at an even position here versus ByuN. A left side drop coming on in. There's a Spire on the way. Also getting Seismic Spines for the Lurkers. That's what that Spore Crawler positioning is for. Is getting 3 shots off on these medevacs. Oh, there's another Spore right there. Oh, that's so brutal for these medevacs. Yeah, and there's just enough Lings here that even without Banelings threatening, that's a retreat situation. Ooh, sucking energy off this Hive seems like a really dicey idea. I don't know what that's all about. If you're not careful, you're gonna kill that Hive, man. Off the Lurker Den seems like a better idea. 179 supply here for ByuN, pulling back a little bit. Pulling back to the safety of the siege tanks. Does have to sacrifice his sensor tower, but, you know, with tanks, this fight's going to go a lot better for him. There you go. Big time tank hits on the Banelings, forcing them back. And back and back and back and back. Serral setting up for an attack on the left side while the right side is poking in. Just spreading creep. You know, he's lost a bunch of tumors here today. He has lost 27 of them, so he's going to try to keep pushing, keep pushing. Yeah, that hive's down to 450 HP. You can knock that thing over with a feather if you blew on it. Okay, maybe it's not that little, but I love tanks versus lurkers. They outrange them. They do bonus damage to lurkers because they're armored. The lurkers do bonus damage to tanks because tanks are armored as well. But it's just, all right, here we go. Mostly banelings in here. Blinding Cloud gonna get tossed down. Doesn't feel like it's necessary at the moment, apparently. It's a lot of dead SCVs and a dead planetary. The baneling bomb takes it down. ByuN attacking down the right side. Actually gonna finish off this hatch. The 6th hatchery. So a base for a base here. Trade for a trade. ByuN's got to be somewhat happy about that. He can't be happy about losing his newest source of income. But he has an orbital ready to go because, look, he's building command centers. He's got a bunch of ghosts here as well. 6 drones die. Somehow the drones did manage to hide. I don't know where these drones are going for Serral. Why are the drones... Oh, they're taking a left. Fair enough. Yeah, but see, ByuN's expanded as well. The question is, can he hold this one? The answer is, it's a lot of lings, man. It's a lot of lings. It's a lot of banelings. Yeah, I don't know if it's enough siege tanks forcing a liftoff on that command center. Thankfully, it's not a planetary, so it can run, which is good news for ByuN there. This is amazing. This is a good game. This really is. ByuN's at 155 supply, though, which is... being down 40 supply here to Serral right now is not a good feeling, but killing that hatch, good feeling. Not losing this base, good feeling. Replanting the 12 o'clock that died, almost instantly replacing it is a good feeling. I don't know if we're ready for this, though. The Ling's just cruising on in. They got 3-3 on those guys. And adrenal glands, obviously. Could have been canceled, but wasn't. You know, just a thought. That's all. Right side base does go down, it looks like. Blinding Cloud abducting tanks into the Lings. Although, I don't know, it's running and the hiders aren't pursuing it. So on fire with 300 HP, but not dead. Another Ling burrowed, forcing a scan to be burned to deal with that guy. Yeah, I mean, Serral's replaced his 6th. He's got a 7th rolling here as well. I'm pretty sure that's the numbers. Yep, 7 bases here on Pillars of Gold. The creep spread up here at the 12 o'clock is just kind of hilarious. Not hurting anything, but steady targeting takes out the Overlord anyway. Vision purposes, at the very least, that Overlord should not be there. So yeah, this feels like Serral is doing all right here. I feel like more Widow Mines would not be a bad thing for ByuN, just forcing Serral to be more careful with his engagements. Like, he recognizes the Baneling or Widow Mines are not really part of the composition, and they're not for ByuN whatsoever. So he can just roll into places wholesale, right, without having to send 1 or 2 Lings in on ahead in advance. ByuN trying to expand down low ground here. Did have to burn a scan to kill a Ling. Top left base by Serral is being taken, but I don't know how long that thing's going to last. We might have reached the limits of where the Zerg player can safely expand on this map. Yeah, see, look, he can just do this. He's not worried about... Tanks are much less worrisome. Blinding Cloud, very nicely done. Several tanks down. ByuN holding his Marines back in reserve there. Meanwhile, Baneling's rolling into this 3rd base, taking out 16 SCVs. Worker count is currently 45 to 87. Not ideal. Income drooping down into that blue for Serral. So Serral showing why he has won a world championship, why he is considered one of the best Zerg players of all time. 17 Corruptors in production with Infestors coming in here too. What an interesting idea. I think these are going to be Broodlords. I don't know that you need this many Corruptors. I guess maybe for the Liberators and the Medivacs, and then everything else is maybe easier to kill, but it doesn't do anything against the Ghosts or the Marines, which are a bit of a large problem. Or the Siege Tanks, which again are something of a large problem. Yeah, this top left base, I don't think Serral was really ever intending to take this. This one, maybe. Maybe take this one. I love this Creep Tumor right here. It's 10 Broodlords. Okay, so we are going to get some Broodlords here. Ah, it's so dicey. I don't know about this. There's a lot of Ghosts on the field. We're looking at 14 Ghosts with steady targeting. That's why you have the Infestors, because steady targeting is a channeled spell, right? Oh, that Marine is dead. Friendly fire. So if you can interrupt the channeling of steady targeting on those ghosts with fungal in particular, or with Baneling Splash in particular, then the Broodlords are going to be okay. If the steady targeting can get off without being interrupted, then the Broodlords will evaporate like a puddle on a hot summer day. Alright, Broodlords are here to siege. Ooh, the Marines can actually get right up under those Broodlords too and take them down. You don't have to have Ghosts to handle this. Vikings are amazing at handling this, but there are no Vikings, nor are there any in production. See, the Ghosts step forward. Oh, toss an EMP down first. Nicely done. On the Queen, so no transfuses are available. That's pretty good. I'm not going to complain against some EMPs against the Queens, and the Vipers, it looks like, caught some of that as well. Alright, so we're buffering here with the Marines. The Marauders don't quite like what we see. Yeah, dealing with this without any Vikings at all is really problematic. Steady targeting, whiffs on the fungal. See, that's the dance right here. Is can we fungal the ghosts before they steady target down a Broodlord? The answer is one has died, so kind of not really, but also yes. Abducting the Liberators into the mix, take those suckers down with Spores and Corruptors. Tank down. All right, this is looking extremely problematic. Yeah, that orbital's dead. That is the newest source of income too. Fungal does catch a lot of that bio and just can't get close enough, man. The Broodlords are just throwing free units at you. Sure, they're not killing a lot, but what's almost helping a lot right now, jeez, is the friendly fire. The tanks are firing on the Broodlings when they're on top of your Marines and actually killing maybe more than the Broodlings are at this stage, but that might just be your GG. I mean, ByuN is sitting here basically at one base of income. It's been a blue income sheet income tab here for some time. And it's not like Serral's just wandering in here and crushing. This might be a wander in and crush scenario. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's slow him down, chase him down with Banelings off creep. That's how confident Serral is here at this moment. This orbital is going to die. It's 187 to 153 total supply. There's the caustic spray on that orbital, and even if you try to run, the caustic spray will follow you. You'll probably die before you get anywhere. Yeah, Serral taking this base. This is ByuN's army right now. Army supply is currently 73 to 38. So I really don't see ByuN winning this game. I appreciate this move out. He's got to make something happen. If he just sits back, he's going to die. He's just kind of sitting back, though, isn't he? All right, well. Yeah, there's the small Lingbane Hydra army ready to jump on you if you move out here. Oh, look at this. Okay. Steady targeting on some of these Broodlords. Taking out a bunch of them. The ghosts were cloaked. All right. Every Broodlord dies. I don't know if that's enough to win the game, but that was a nice play for sure. Serral trying to get up this ramp. Does not work out well for him at all. All right. Serral taking this base while the SCVs just have to watch. Can't do much about that. This tank getting pushed down the ramp by fellow tanks. It's only 24 army supply for ByuN and 71 for Serral. Like, I just don't see a path to victory here for ByuN, but by golly, he is going down fighting. He killed all the Broodlords. He took down a hatchery. He's doing serious work right now. As a Terran player, throwing some Marines away a little bit unnecessarily, but, you know, reestablishing this new base. Excellent. He has some income here after all. Ghosts, pretty gosh darn good units here. Oh, man, Serral's taking this base that ByuN had along the left side. That is just mean. Mean stuff here. I mean, ByuN is really fighting hard. I respect it. I do. Can he kill this hatch before all this shows up? The answer is no. Yeah, it is hard for Zerg to take more than their allotted 6 bases on this map. I mean, this is a 7th for him, and this is an 8th. But look how far across the map they are, and how basically they're on ByuN's position. I mean, I can't... I just don't see it, man. I'm telling you, I do not see a path to victory here for ByuN. His army supply is at 26. It's just not enough. Ghosts are good units, but they're not that good against this many Lings, Banes, and Hydralisks. They're good against the Ultras. They're good against the Broodlords, which there are some being made here for Serral. 12 Broodlords in the sky. He replaced all of them with his giant bank. Sitting on 4,000 minerals and 1,500 gas. ByuN has nothing for bank at all. But again, if you try to do this without infestors, then the Ghost will kill all of your Broodlords. Easy peasy. That's what we saw. Serral got a little bit overconfident, sent the Broodlords in by themselves, and the Ghost just ate them up. Yes, a bunch of Ghosts did die, but that was a good trade for ByuN for sure. EMP catching the Viper, steady targeting, catching a Queen. Yeah, Fungal getting tossed on there. Another good Fungal. Once again, the friendly fire here. I think tanks killed that siege tank. That one too, probably. You see the tanks firing on their own units because they have Broodlings standing on top of them? That is one thing that makes Broodlords good, man. You don't actually have to get any damage done with the Broodling themselves, because they're pretty squishy. For friendly fire there, good snipe, taking the Broodlord down, alright. $26 army for ByuN. It feels like he can't really get any more than that. Does get a bit of an unload here on the left side, though, killing a few drones. And then everybody, I think, gets killed because we're too busy microing over this way. Steady targeting does get a couple hits off here. Ghosts taking down Broodlords. Okay. Dude, this is nuts. Yeah, the Ling support. The Ling support! Run! Oh, man. Getting a full surround on these guys. The tank fire! EMP catching all of those infestors. Beautiful EMP. Ghosts escaped from that position somehow, some way. Resources lost here. 55,000 for Serral, 44,900 for ByuN. This has been a bloodbath of a ZVT. Very, very fun for sure. Tanks, high ground. Broodlords sneaking in. Rolling up the ramp. Again, no Widow Mines means that Serral can do this without much fear. Oh, that poor tank. Trying to get out. No, the Broodlings have too good upgrades. Too tanky. They hit too hard. And that's your GG. One final Baneling connection. Okay, multiple final Baneling connections, and Serral is your winner here in 28 minutes and 24 seconds. Holy smokes. That was a match. That right there, that was a ZVT for the ages. Yes, I do feel like ByuN had that game lost about 8 minutes ago, but he hung in there. He fought. He clawed. He killed 28 drones and 4 hatcheries, but at the end of the day, just 70 SCVs down. Ended up losing 50,000 resources himself. Did not have the bases to account for that. And that was it, man. He killed 22 Broodlords, though. That is a lot of Broodlords. Holy crap. So many Broodlords. 226 Marines died. 28 tanks is a lot of tanks. And then a planetary fortress and 2 orbital commands. That's honestly fewer number of bases than I remember dying, but maybe if it burns down, it doesn't count as a death. I don't know. I'm not sure how this is counted sometimes. Anyway, yeah, Serral pretty happy about the complete lack of Widow Mines, I have to assume, which is really weird because ByuN's somebody who has been very good with Widow Mines in the past. Anyway. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. So that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.